Alright, welcome back to Dark Scott Traders Hub. Good morning everyone. Yes, it's a Tuesday, the 26th of August 2025, and we're back here for yet another analysis session. You know the drill, how we do this always, how we come around to look for signals and make this money. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into prayer and then get started. Father, we give you praise for the beautiful morning. Thank you that we're back here on this channel to look for signals, to look for great market insights that we can use and anticipate for great returns in this market. Lord, we say thank you for yesterday's profits, Lord, and we are saying even thank you for today's profit as we start today. We give you praise, Lord. We know that great success is on our side as long as you're with us, Lord. We give you love, we give you praise, we give you all the glory, Lord. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. All right, so the usual, as usual, we are getting into crash 500. Crash 500. Alright, so crash 500. So yesterday I wanted buys, and I wanted first to get a pullback, of which I did not get. I got this breakout and I made my entry when it came back to this when it came back to test this order block, this support here, and that's how I was taken out, and I did not enter again. I'd entered buys here, it came and took me out, and then went back into sells, then back into buys, and currently we can clearly see that it is back into buys. So it took me out on the buy entries that I was looking for, and now I don't think I can even enter it for the buys. Let me see, price is above my 10 MA on this H4 candle. Yeah, okay. On H1 I already need buys. On M15 I need a little bit of more confirmation. So now that I know what I need on M15, I can wait for that. I can wait for that. But if I want, I can even enter according to H4. But if I enter according to H4, that means I'm going to be having a big stop loss, which is going to be below this very candle, which hasn't closed yet. Yeah, so that's why I'm a bit skeptical to make my entry right here where we are. So for now, no business really. No, I'm not going to make an entry there. I'm just going to leave it. Let's go to boom 1000. On crash 500 I will anticipate a pullback, a pullback, then probably right there, then I can make another entry. I can make another buy entry. So that's why I'm going to be holding, because currently I have something like that. So price is likely to come to that level right about there, and then it retests probably around that level, then we get a breakout. So price is likely to come around there, then it gives us then it can easily come to this, can easily come to that, and then gives us a breakout to continue with the buy. So for now I can't make that mistake to make an entry now. It's not something I can risk doing currently. All right, so that's it on crash 500. Let's now head over to boom 1000. Let's head over to boom 1000. So boom 1000, we made money yesterday. Those who remember, I told you we will sell when price goes all the way up there. I missed to make that sniper entry when it reached that level. I entered a bit late, but I made money. I made money right there, as you can see. I made money. I first took my profits there, and again others I took them all the way right here. But then when it reached all the way back to this trend line, I entered buys. I entered buys on this very level. I entered buys, and then again, this is like the 4th or 5th time entering buys and coming and taking my stop loss, my stop losses, and then immediately going back into buys. That's what happened even yesterday. It took me out and immediately entered buys, and then you can see it did not come back to where I had put the stop loss there. So you can see it took me out immediately and the buys started. This would have been my money, because that's where I wanted to take my profits right there. This would have been some huge amount of profits yesterday, since it is boom 1,000. So again, I'm very disappointed with the buys, and probably me putting a very tight stop loss. Yeah, and I don't think it will ever get out of me. I'm always cautious of how much I want to risk on an asset. So yeah, so that's why I was taken out eventually. So right about now, I can take out these. Now this TP has been hit. I can take out this. All these no longer necessary. Let's now go to H1. We have that. We left some good liquidity all the way down below, even here. So let's use H4. So according to H4, price has gone all the way back there. So what is happening? So okay, so we've reached a retracement level according to CCI. That is something that we can work with. Now that if we know that we've reached that, then I can go to H1 and see what is here. So if I see price went back to that OB, that previous OB, or the previous high right about there, you can see that touched it, and it's now looking for sells. Now it means it's gonna come all the way to this fair value gap, which is in discount. Once it grabs that, once it grabs this liquidity, then the anticipation is like this, like that, and then like this, and then like this. Breakout, we see a breakout, hopefully. So that is the anticipation. Now according to H1, we needed to reach this 50% to grab that liquidity and reach 50%, and this should be matching with what we currently have on M15. If it is not matching, then we still have to wait a little bit longer. So let's go to M15. Let's go to M15. Yeah, M15 is looking for the buy still, so it hasn't given us an entry or a confirmation of sales, so it's going to, that's why this move is necessary. This buy move is still necessary. It's still going to buy until it becomes probably overbought, and then it can come in with some sales later. But as of now, we cannot do what? We cannot enter any sales apparently, but we will, before the day ends, we will have engaged in sales. So stick around, knowing that sales are coming through anytime from now. Boom 1,000, boom 500 is our next asset. All right, so boom 500, we wanted sales. We wanted faster pullback. of which that is the only pullback that happened, and then it broke out. Once it broke out this fair value gap right here, I immediately made my entries. Just like I told you, and I took my profits right about there. Of course my TP was here, but I went with the first TP, which was that level right there. So I went with the first TP and I moved out of the market. So about 2 hours I was done with the target that I wanted on. Boom, 500. It came all the way to this level where we had our TP, our all-time TP, and then it reacted to look for a lower high right there, and then started to sell again. But on selling, it did not break. It failed to break this support, and it tried to go back up again. But clearly, as we look at CCI, we haven't reached 50. We haven't reached oversold, meaning it's still looking for sells. Down below here, we have an order block. So it's likely to first come to this order block. So if that's the case, then I can take out history here and can take out everything right here that we have, delete, and now this also can go because it has already served us properly. Now we need sells. So if I go to M30, I'm oversold, but not yet, not enough for me to start buys. If I go to M15, same thing. So what is happening here? H4 is looking for sales like nothing, even on daily time frame. The only issue that we have is on daily time frame, price is still above our 10 MA. On H4, price is below our 10 MA. But then on H1, we are close to oversold. That's where the challenge is. That's where we have a challenge. So that means I will not be looking for sales. I will wait for the buys. I will wait for some pullback on the buys. I don't know where, but the general trend is sales. So why are we no, I have to look for sales. That's a higher high here. I mean lower low, lower high, lower low. Now try to look for a lower high probably here. I don't know if it is done yet, looking for it. We'll see about that. But yeah, according to this level here, that was a break of structure, even though it failed to break this order block. But this was a break of structure according to market structure and price action. That is break of structure. So it means sales should be on. So let me go to M5 to understand. All right, M5 is something different. So M5 tells me buys are likely to first continue. So let's go to M15, look at where price is probably looking to first reach. I don't see it. Probably to back to this conference area. It is weird. Let's see, we left that fair value gap up here. According to H4, probably needs to first grab it. That would make sense than having this conference area. So at least now I can tell if it is looking for buys, then these buys are coming to that. Grab that liquidity and then get back into sales. Yeah, so that's why we are looking for the buys. So if I can go to M15, that is something I can work with. That's something I can at least anticipate, not the first one for this conference area, this fair value gap. can be something that is actually pushing buyers to first go for that liquidity. All right, that's it. I'm not going to enter any buys now. I can wait for sales because the general trend is sales. J25, volatility 25 1S. I wanted sales last night, and actually yesterday when it reached that I wanted sales, but it was still having a low momentum, so I went to sleep before it had given us this pullback. It later gave us that pullback, and you can see it was a fake breakout only to bring us back into sales. So going to H4, going to H4, going to H4, it is, we're still looking for buys according to H4, looking on CCI. I want to delete this for now, something I wanted yesterday. Now we are looking for this. That is a sale that we are currently on. I have one may say this is a change of character, but I don't normally consider this. That is our previous lower, higher lower, and it was broken, meaning we have a change of character to push us into sales. According to M15, I'm oversold, meaning buys should be coming in. So remember where we are currently, where price is, that was a fair value gap. It was never respected right here, but then right now, as we clearly see this, it is being respected within here. Let's go to H4C if that's the same thing. I believe it is the same thing. Let's now look for our fib retracement level. It is going to still continue selling. At least it has to come to this 61.8. So I want to delete that and wait for more sales, because it's likely to continue selling. So for now, no business on volatility 25S, no business. Yes, it is at 50. It has reached between 50 and 61.8. Sometimes it can react from there, sometimes it can first come all the way to this level where 61.8 is exactly. So that's why I'm not taking any actions here to look for buys. I will wait a little bit longer, but according to M15, the buy is in place, even though it's not yet confirmed, but it is in place. It is in place. Price is above our 10 MA, and it is oversold according to CCI, so that's why it is a sort of in place according to M15, but I'm not currently buying it because of what I see on fib. All right, that's enough of it. Let's now go to volatility 75. So for now, this is going to be a no-go for me. V75. So the buy was on yesterday, like I told you, this buy and then a pullback, then I can enter clean buys later. So I missed on, I did not, the pullback is what is still currently going on, and clearly you can see it is giving us sort of like a fake breakout down below, but if you're remembering this right here, let me first delete everything there. If you can clearly see, this is like a break of structure right about here. That is like a break of structure right here. This was sort of giving us a lower high, and now it's looking for a lower low. So that's why it's still very it's still something that you cannot rush into to make decisions. Now, if this H4 is remaining with 3 minutes to close, and this is the order block down here. Is it according to daily? Yes, it's according to daily. So if it happens to break this, anyways, even if it breaks it, you can see there's a lot of we don't have even a break of structure for some good time here. So we are oversold according to daily time frame, meaning buys should be coming in. It's only that according to H4 we are still in a downtrend. That's why you're seeing break of structures right there, right here, break of structure, that was a change of character right there. So clearly you can see that that's why price has been looking for sells, not buys. We thought it would reverse right here in this fair value gap. It did not, because it was still having a big momentum of sales. So that's why it's still even looking for sales apparently on H4, but buys are going to come in because daily time frame needs buys, and if H1 is looking for buys and daily time frame is looking for buys, then we have to likely consider these two. And if we can get a confirmation of M15 here being oversold, that will be it for us. It will be enough confirmation for our buy entries on V75. So for now, no business at all on V75. I still wait for confirmation. J50. Oh, sorry, I forgot to change, but now we are on jump 50. Jump 50. Jump 50. Yesterday, it again took my money. Same thing. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm doing wrong, or something that the market is punishing me for. I'm not sure yet, because still yesterday I was looking for buys, and it came again, took me out, and started to go. You can see my first entry was there, other entries were here. It took me out there and later got into buys. This is what I wanted. This kind of a buy, but I couldn't get it right. Same as on Friday, I believe, Saturday, same as on Saturday actually, same thing. It's what happened, and even yesterday is what happened, and then the buy came through. So I've quite lost on these days. I've quite lost on trying to buy jump 50. Haven't been successful yet on buying it in this month. I don't know, this month, the last week and this week, I haven't been successful yet, but that doesn't let me give up, because I know I'm gonna make money on it. whether it wants it or not, it will eventually give in. So for now I want to remove that, and I want to anticipate something like that. Let's try to check its validity. Go to H4. H4 is on H4 is on over. H4 is on retracement level on H4. If I go to H1, we need sales. So why is it trying to get back up again? Let's go to M15, try to understand that. Okay, M15 is on a retracement level, so it means that we have a clear structure right here. Get back there, look for that liquidity, and then get back into sales. So that tells me that this has to change and come back here. So it can come all the way back to this trend line, it can come to this it can come back to that order block. So now that is something that I can wait for. I'm not going to look for buys, I'm actually going to wait for sales. Because that is a fair value gap right here. It can easily come for it and even go back to that OB, and then later gives us an entry for the sales. So that's what I'm gonna wait for. I'm going to wait for this. If I want, I can enter some buys here. I think I can enter some buys here. I'm gonna enter some buys here. I hope I will not be taken out like I've been it's been taking me out. Hopefully it won't. So I'm going to make my entries right there. Alright, so I've made my buy entries. I need buys to come to this level right here, and then I move out of the market. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking at. Alright, that's enough on this asset. Let's now wait and see if it's actually going to give us this kind of a pullback. All right, jump 25. Jump 25. Did we make money? Yes, we make money, and then somehow it again took part of it when I was still looking for more sales here, so it took me out there. But we had already made this huge money 2 times, right there and again right here. Yes, so that's how we traded it. Hopefully you guys made that money, because I remember entering this during the analysis, and you can see it was on point. We moved out right about there. So now we've made a lot of money on this jump 25 in the past week. So now we can remove history. So this was never respected, so right now it went all the way back into buys. Let's look at what is happening. There's that rejection from that level right there. There's that rejection there. So what is up? What is up now? What is up now? So let's look at J. Okay, oversold, overbought. Daily time frame, we need buys, and it's above our 10 MA. Even H4 price is above our 10 MA. It is still failing to break this resistance here. So how is it going to break it? H4 needs sells and H1. M15 still needs buys, but M30 needs sells. So this can be anticipated. Probably it's gonna look for something like that to reach the trend line or not, because if it goes to reach the trend line, then it will give us a breakout. So something like fake breakout there, and then we get back into sales to come all the way here. So the buy is on, the buy is on, the buy is on. It's just going to come and take these highs only and then continue with the sells. All right, so now we know that. So how are we going to make an entry? How are we going to make an entry? Just wait for this. Let's just wait for this. That's how we're going to make an entry, probably on M5. So for now, no business on boom on jump 25. Let's go to jump 10. Let's go to jump 10. Now yesterday jump 10 we said it's a no-go for us. You can see it continue to buy, and now it has sort of given us a breakout. And what if this candle closes? Oh, it's actually a daily candle. It's a daily candle, and that H4 has closed outside. So hey, this is still tricky, very tricky for me. No. It's going to continue buying. The pullback may not happen. So I'm not trading J10 up to now. No. This pullback that we wanted, when it reaches that retrace that trend line, that support resistance trend line, it's likely not to happen. This pullback that we wanted, it's likely not to happen. But according to price action, it should be happening. Why? Because this is a break of structure. This is where we saw a break of structure. That is our breaker broke. So it's supposed to be coming back at least to the breaker broke, or halfway. Probably if we use Fib, it should be coming probably to the discount zone, which is actually on that very level, which is where we are having our 61.8, and then we continue with our buys. But if we don't see this pullback, it means we will not see, because we have currently a breakout right there, and this breakout can be significant. It can either continue buying and later gives us just a short pullback back to the breaker, to where it broke this trend line from, and then it gives us the continuation of buys. So that's why I'm saying it's a bit tricky for now. It's very tricky for now to do anything. I thought it will react from this trend line. Now it means I won't trade it today, and I have to wait and see if today will close outside above this trend line or inside this trend line. If it does above, then I will not be looking for any buys or any sells. But if it closes below this trend line, then tomorrow we'll be looking for sells. That is it. Then tomorrow we will be looking for sales. So what now matters is how this day is going to close. If it closes below this trend line, tomorrow we will be looking for sales full swing without any doubt. So for now, no business. I need to wait for today to close. All right, that's it. Let's go to gold and we call it a day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us that thumbs up, and of course, if it is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe if you're loving what we are doing here. All right, so gold, yesterday I told you this was our analysis, and we made a lot of money, by the way, on this gold. So let's look at it. So the first was like this. I saw that, so I was looking for a pullback into this fair value gap. This is the M15 fair value gap. So price actually did it, but it did not reach this level that we were talking about. But remember, I wanted a pullback here, then we go back to this fair value gap, which is H4 fair value gap, and then later we come in with such a sell like this. So since it did not come to mitigate this properly, and it went all the way and mitigated that fair value gap, one may say we are now ready for the sell for this very move, this arrow that you're seeing. So let's look at that. Let's first go to H4. So these were my entries yesterday. Let me show you the history. So I first sold here. I was late to sell. By then this trend line was not here, it was somewhere weird, and I was taken out, but I recovered with even profits, a lot of profits, when it came back all the way back there. I entered sales and made money. I again entered when it came back again up there, because the general trend was a sell yesterday. So I again entered sell and made that money again. That was late night. I should have left them in. If I had left them in, they would have probably missed my TP, because my TP was around here. So, and one was here and one was here. So one of those entries would have gone into a loss, because you can see what came later after coming to this fair value gap. So enough of that of yesterday. Let's now delete everything that we have right here and look at today. So that was yesterday, and now this is today. We need sales to start from here. The challenge is we are having a weak high up there according to M15, and you can see there's rejection. There's rejection coming in from buyers, meaning buyers are pushing for buys, and there's if you see the rejection coming in from sellers and buyers, the buyers are having that big rejection. There's a lot of cash inflow coming in from buyers. You can see it from here. You can see from the wicks. These are short wicks from sellers. These are long wicks from buyers. So it means we are going to see buys probably continue. I don't know how it's gonna be. Let's look at why are we looking for price to come back here? It was an order block, yes, but is it really valid for us to wait for price to come back to this level? I don't know. I'm not a market mover. There's that rejection on the first H4 candle today. Yeah, that H4 candle, that one, you can see that rejection there coming in from sellers after grabbing that liquidity on that H4 fair value gap. Now we haven't seen a break of structure yet. We don't see any break of structure yet. Yep, so that's where the sellers may get their share of the market. So I don't want to conclude anything right now on gold. Sales are still on. Sales are still on, but I don't want to conclude anything that we can enter sales now. Why? Because there's that rejection coming in on those H1 candles from buyers. We cannot overlook it just like that. Maybe we may see something like that again, and we fail to take out that high, and probably then we come in with sales later, which will be like a manipulation kind of move to take the early sellers from that level, from that fair value gap, and then get us into sales later. So fingers crossed, we are still looking for sales, but not now. Not now. So how am I going to trade this today? Let's look at let's bring out our trend lines as usual and look at what the market is giving us. Let's look at what the market is giving us right there. So that's what apparently the market is giving us. All right, so we can work with this. Let's go to M5. Let's look at that. So the sale is on M5, but I'm skeptical to make that entry. So for now, I'm going to wait to make any entries on gold until 3 and 4 p.m. East African time, until 3 and 4. So if I get something like this, which will be considered as a fake breakout or as a manipulation move to later give me this distribution move, then I will go for that. But for now, no business, no business. It may give me this kind of a sell within this structure, but still I'm not going to look for it. I'm not going to enter it. I'm just going to be patient with the market, because I know with gold, manipulation is easy. It can easily manipulate and give me this kind of a move. So for now, I'm hands off on gold till 3 and 4, meaning I still have the whole another H4 candle that I have to wait for. This H4 that has just started, I need to wait for it to close. Then I can look at how to come in with probably sales or with buys if I get a break of structure. But from where we are, remember, according to daily time frame, we are bullish. According to daily time frame, we are bullish. Yeah, you have to remember that. In fact, having seen what I have on daily time frame, this changes everything. We are bullish, and even the day started bullish. But then there's that rejection from that fair value gap. That's the reason why we are looking for the sales. But it is not. So like I've told you, I'm just gonna hold on for any buys and sells till 3 probably. If price fails to break that week high, then I will come in with my sells. Yeah, I'll come in with my sells. But like I've told you, according to M5 and M15, sales are on. If you're a scalper, then you can look for your sales within this structure that I've given you right here in these trend lines that we have here. All right, that's enough for today. Let's look at a recap. Let's go for the recap and we call it a day. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and of course, if it is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's go for the recap and we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. We started with crash 500, and yeah, all right, so the pullback happened and it's still moving. Actually, it is still moving. This pullback is still on. So yeah, I would have made my buy here, but still V25, I mean this has not yet reached oversold. Most of the times M15, I most of the times wait for something like that to be oversold on CCI RSI indicator down below here. So that's something that pushes me off to make this buy entry that I need to make. So for now, no business. Boom 1000, that is happening like we talked about it, so we are just waiting for that to give us a clear entry. So probably in the next H4 we may start selling, probably, or in the next H1. So we have to be patient and wait and see what is coming through. But most of the times this is going to be likely the move right about there, so which will eventually sort of give you a fake breakout. So the buy is likely to give you that kind of a fake breakout right about there before we come in with a sell. So be ready for it. Be ready for it. So let's see, are we having a confirmation on M5? Not yet, but that price is above our 10 MA, which is a good thing, and it has broken out from that channel. Is it a channel? It's a falling wedge, whatever it is. It has broken out, meaning that buy is on. I hope you saw that. So meaning the buy is on, but I can't enter it. Yeah, I can't enter it. All right, so that's it. I see I've forgotten his name. Is saying he's late. Sorry, we are always here at 10:30 to 11:30. Sorry for that. And most of the times I even forget to share the link in the group, so apologies for that also. All right, so boom 1000. I need to I'm waiting for sales. I'm not going to go in for buys, but I'm waiting for this pullback. Remember, it's going to be a pullback move. It's going to be a pullback sell. The general trend is a buy, but we'll be looking for that as a pullback to this fair value gap on H1. Grab that liquidity, probably get enough momentum and liquidity to push for the breakout on this resistance level. So that's why we are looking for a sell from that resistance level. But if we happen to get a breakout now, then that will be a no-go. This move will be a no-go. So know that we are looking for this to get a fake breakout. But if this becomes a real breakout on probably H4 and H1, then you don't want to anticipate this retest sell. It means we will see eventually the buys continue with the market. All right, boom 500. I said a pullback now has happened. Now we can anticipate this buy. I wanted this buy, so can I enter now? Not really, because the general trend is a buy. The general trend is a sell, so I may not enter now. Yes, there's a fair value gap there that price can eventually look for that, but not until I see something interesting on H1. Not until I see probably price reaching this order block, or price being above my 10 MA again on M15. That will be the confirmation for the buy to reach there. So for now, I can't enter sells, but I can't enter buys also. The general trend is a sell, but I have to wait for a little bit more of the confirmation to make this retest or this pullback move. Then we enter sales later. J25, yeah, it has left us. It's continuing with the buys, with the sell, so I can't enter. I have to wait for, because it is still moving within this structure, as you know. So no business with it. I've missed on entering it because I wanted some sort of a pullback, so no business. Still now, up to now, I won't enter it. But remember, as we were analyzing on V25s, I told you it can easily first come to this 61.8, and clearly we've reached it. And as you can see, it is even where we have our retracement level right there. So this easily can give me a pullback. This can easily give me a pullback to such a level. Where we are, I can easily get a pullback. So be ready for anything. So let me go to M15, and M15 is now giving me the oversold signal, which I can gladly wait on to mature and give me a reversal from there. So for now, no business. Let me wait for a reversal probably on this level, then I can enter this retest buy move, and then come in later with a sell, because we know we are within this structure. All right, enough of that. Let's now go to V75. V75, we said it's a no-go. We are having a breakout, but it's not that a big deal. Buyers are coming in according to H4, and of course according to daily time frame. So we need to get in with buys. Even though H4 is still looking for sells. Why? Because we've been seeing break of structures here. That is a break of structure, break of structure here. That was our change of character on H4, meaning according to H4 we are still bearish, but we have to wait for a reversal on such a level, because down below there's no way it is going to go to continue with sells. So that's where we have to anticipate buys from this very support level or order block. J50, yeah, floating losses. I wanted this as a pullback trade before I can come in with a sell, because it left that liquidity, and I'm in some floating losses apparently. So yeah, and actually it has taken some of my money already, because some of the entries I had put a stop loss here. As usual, it normally looks for that. So let me wait and see if it is actually going to give me this money, or if it's going to take me out on this very level, on that very level. All right, that is on J50, but remember we are going to enter sales later. The general trend is a sell within this structure, but then when we come back all the way here, we will come in with buys. We'll come in with buys when it comes all the way back here. So that's what I'm looking at. All right, so third last is J25 pullback here. Then we come in with that pullback buy to later look for the sell. Why are we selling? Because we haven't seen, this is a strong resistance level, so it hasn't gotten enough momentum to break it. That's why we are still looking for sells. But if the market movers happen to push buyers to break this resistance level, then the buys will continue. But most of the times this buy doesn't happen before we see this kind of a move, right there. And this is the very move from there, and it has been consolidating within this. You can call it a flag, you can call it a channel, whatever you want to call it. So it needs to first come and give us a breakout to come all the way back to this support level. And second last is J10. I told you we have to wait for the day to close. Why? Because the general trend is a buy, but we wanted a pullback here within this level. But now we have a breakout on that trend line, which can be significant if this day closes above that trend line. So for us to be sure, we need to wait for this day to close. The day may close below this trend line. If it closes below this trend line, it means we will see this kind of a pullback that we need to come back to our breaker block level right here. But if it closes above, then we only wait for a new high to close up, and then we anticipate a pullback or a retest back to the trend line, and then we come in with our buys later. So that's why it is important to wait on this asset. And lastly is gold. I told you gold is still skeptical. You cannot look for buys yet, but they may come through to test that level as a manipulation move. But all we know is we may get into some sales, even though we are seeing that level is having a weak high. We have to be patient. If price fails to break that high, then sales will come in to go all the way down below. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to like this stream. And of course, if it is your first time here on this channel, don't forget to subscribe. And I hope we can always be together right here every day, Monday to Friday, 10:30 to 11:30, as we analyze all these assets. Remember, today is a Tuesday. I'll be coming in to analyze BTC because we've been following it. Those who are here on Friday, you know how we analyzed for that move. Even though I missed the entry because of news, I wanted that fake breakout, and it actually happened on Friday. It even went all the way beyond our level right there, but you can see later the sell came through again. So if you want to be part of this, you will be seeing a link if you subscribe and hit that bell button to receive all notifications. Then you'll be seeing the link, the stream notification when we go live for the BTC analysis at 10 minutes past 1 today and Friday, of course. All right, that's it for today. Let me wish you guys a good day, happy trading, and let's make this money together. Bye-bye.